Welcome to Truth by Billie Beene. Today's date, June 16, 2025. Time in Texas about 1 p.m. Thanks for hitting the like button. That helps my channel to grow, and subscribing. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about Dems eat their own. And we recall from about 2016, when HRC was still breathing and running against President Trump, that a young IT Dem worker who worked for the Dem political party came out from their offices, Seth Rich, and he had done a download, it's believed, to WikiLeaks, showing that the Dems were involved in not only corrupt events, but very evil. He was mugged near Washington, D.C., near the Dem office. Perfectly healthy young man in his early 20s. Went to the hospital and passed away. The Dems eat their own. And now we see them with this massive anti-Trump, anti-American people, anti-Constitution protest against America, no kings, failing miserably over the weekend. The American people are not going to get involved in what appears to be an anti-government move by the Dems. And so we saw riots taking place in many U.S. cities, put forth by paid thugs, primarily by Soros, but other groups who were receiving money. They had received a lot of money from the U.S. government via USAID, but President Trump, Elon Musk, and Doge took that down early. But apparently there are other U.S. government sources going to the Dem political party and Soros and other groups who are intent on destroying America to pay for the protest. Well, now we see the Dem political party has stepped it up a step. They're now going to be taking out, assassinating Dem politicians who are voting contrary to the Dem political platform. And so over the weekend, we saw in Milwaukee, Minnesota, we saw 4 people shot by what appears to be an MK Ultra shooter who was triggered, it's believed, by the deep state via the Dem political party to take out in Milwaukee. We had a Milwaukee House Representative, Melissa Hortman, and her husband were shot dead early Saturday morning. We had a Milwaukee Senator, John Hoffman, and his wife, who were shot many times and are in the hospital. But just days before these shootings occurred, both of these individuals in the Minnesota legislature voted to end state health care and other benefits for illegals. That runs contrary to the Dem political party platform. So, and the shooter, it turns out, 57-year-old Vance Luther Bolter, had worked for the Dem Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as early as 2019 as a political appointee. Vance Luther Bolter had another list of Dem politicians he was to take out. So the shootings occurred early Saturday morning in northeast Milwaukee. First, it was John Hoffman and his wife in a Brooklyn subdivision area of Milwaukee. And the shooter, Bolter, was disguised as a police officer with the complete with a badge and a van that looked like a police vehicle. He knocked on their door. They opened it. He opened fire. That was about 2 a.m. Saturday morning. He then, at 4 a.m., about 5 miles away, is when he attacked Melissa Hortman and her husband. He managed to shoot them dead. Now, after the 2 a.m. shooting, the Milwaukee police were then guarding the houses of members of the Milwaukee legislature, and they managed to catch up with this Bolter as he was shooting dead Melissa Hortman and her husband. And isn't it ironic? Melissa Hortman and her husband had been warned by the police, and so when they came on the door, Milwaukee police, they opened it up, and he killed both of them, shot them dead. Well, the Milwaukee police were in that area, and they had a firefight with Bolter. Bolter then left the area, and it's my belief that Bolter is an MK Ultra individual who was triggered to do these shootings, I believe, by the Dem political party and the deep state. And I believe that part of his training was, if the police caught up with him, then discard your weapon and the police uniform. He did that and left on foot. The police secured his vehicle, where they found a list of other Dem legislature members he was to also assassinate. And then he went to a wooded area in Sibley County, Minnesota, and the police eventually caught up with him there Saturday morning about 10 a.m., Sunday morning about 10 a.m. The shootings took place Sunday morning, 2 a.m., 4 a.m. Then they caught up with him at 10 a.m. after they had his vehicle and his ID. Conflicting reports are coming out whether he was armed or unarmed, but they did show a picture of him. You see an individual who has a zombie look on his face. I believe he's an MK Ultra individual controlled by the deep state and the Dem political party and triggered to shoot a member of the Minnesota House of Representatives and the Minnesota Senate because they voted against the Dem political party. The Dems eat their own. And there's a list, the police have it now, of other Dem political members that the Dem political party wants to take out. Now, I found it very strange that within minutes of these shootings, that Dem Minnesota Governor Tim Walz came out and said, oh, these are political assassinations. Well, Tim, as an outsider looking in, I would believe that you would know from the get-go, yes, they are political assassinations by the deep state and the Dem political party, of which you are a member. So that's going on. And now we have this. Yeah, so this Bolter was captured in an area in Sibley County, Minnesota called Green Isle. He's 57 years old. He was a political appointee by Dem Governor Tim Walz in 2019 as a Workplace Development Board member. He's been captured and charged with 4 counts of second-degree murder. Now, Dabu77 brings out, yes, and other sources, the police found a list of other Dems who were to be assassinated by him. That was in his vehicle. They also found information tying him back to the No Kings riots. And it's believed by law enforcement that the Dem political party will simply now trigger other shooters to engage in additional political assassination of any Dems who go counter to the Dem political party platform standings. And it's believed we're familiar with George Soros, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, and other individuals funding the deep state activities. And one group is Arabella, and that's going on. And that money is being tracked back to the Soros Dem political party supporting the riots going on in the U.S., 2 NGOs who are getting paid and are participating in riots in Los Angeles, Community Change Action, Family Immigration Reform Movement, Coalition for another group. And these groups are also out of a national organization, Indivisible, that's being funded by Soros, Gates, and Zuckerberg. And the head of this Indivisible U.S. national organization, Ezra Levine and Leah Greenberg. And this organization is coordinating and organizing the No Kings riots. So that's going on. And so we see the Dems eat their own. So if you're a Dem in the U.S., I would strongly suggest that you drop your current political affiliation, and you could simply become an independent, because the Dems eat their own. This concludes my flash. I love you, and I'll see you soon.